Hello everyone, Rex here and welcome to another Star Wars video. Now, like many as myself, I saw The Last Jedi, so a warning, this video will contain some spoilers to The Last Jedi. I will give you approximately only 5 seconds to click off of this video if you have not seen The Last Jedi yet. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have not clicked off this video, then that is most likely because you have seen The Last Jedi or you just don't care about spoilers. Now, it has been a little over a week since The Last Jedi was premiered. So, I would just like to also start off by saying a Merry Christmas to all of you and have a Happy New Year. One of the biggest talk of The Last Jedi right now is about Snoke, and when people were always theorizing about who Snoke was, people did not expect the turnout of The Last Jedi. In The Last Jedi, we see Snoke, Kylo Ren, and Rey, along with a bunch of Snoke's guards, which I think they're called Promethean guards. I may be wrong about that, so don't quote me, but his elite red guards. They're in Snoke's throne room on Snoke's flagship. And we see this almost intense but very odd dialogue between Snoke and Rey, but Kylo is kind of like there is a third party member. And we see how Snoke, not really tries to intimidate Rey, but toys with her, plays mind games, and it's an odd scene indeed. It's probably one of the oddest Star Wars scenes ever since the Leia kissing Luke scenario in Episode 5. But in this scene, to really put together pieces, what truly happened. Now, there have been many other people who have shared their opinion about this scene, and I'll get to that in a little bit, but what happened in this scene was Snoke, to wrap it all up, says to Rey that she is literally growing powerful like a Jedi, but therefore she must die. And so, Snoke, who is very powerful in the Force, pushes Rey, paralyzes her in the Force, turns her to Kylo, and he trusts that Kylo will strike her down. And now, you also have to remember the lightsaber that Rey was wielding, which was Anakin Skywalker's blue lightsaber, is at Snoke's right side on his armrest, pretty much. And Kylo looks at Rey. Rey says, "Ben," something along the lines of that. Snoke laughs and mocks, asking, "Do you truly believe that you can turn him? He's my apprentice. He's mine. He's too far from being turned. I can sense it now. He is going to turn the blade to his true enemy, and he is going to strike his enemy down." Of course, I put that in my own words, but that's basically what happens. And then the next thing that happens, we actually do see Kylo Ren with his crossguard lightsaber, with the emitter, the opening part of the lightsaber, pointed at Rey, but we see Kylo Ren using the Force at the same time. Kylo Ren the entire time was moving the hilt on Snoke's armrest into a different direction where the emitter is facing Snoke's torso. And when Snoke finally says, "And now he will destroy his true enemy," he does. He activates the lightsaber. He activates the lightsaber by Snoke. He pulls it with the blade, cutting through Snoke, cutting Snoke in half, and also one of his arms off. Well, elbow down to hand off. The lightsaber comes up, Rey grabs it, and then Kylo Ren and Rey have this awesome back-to-back moment where they're facing all of Snoke's guards, which was a pretty insane scene. And thus, Snoke is seen dead. Now, this is where I come to what a lot of other people are talking about. It's past theory. People are saying it is true and honest fact. Snoke is not dead. This was all a plan. Snoke is toying with us. Snoke and Kylo made a plan to fool the First Order of the Resistance. Captain Hux was behind all of it. All these different things have been popping up in the Star Wars community about this scene in The Last Jedi. My personal opinion is, do I believe that Snoke is dead? Absolutely not. Snoke's character was driven up so much, in so much emphasis and really so much hype by Disney and directors and actors and just people, even on YouTube and Reddit and social media. And the thing about Snoke is, realistically, Snoke reminds me a lot of people's hype about characters in the KOTOR series. Revan, Malak, Nihilus, Scion, Kreia, the Exile, Canderous, HK-47, T3, all of those people that you would think that you would know their fates, but realistically their fates are truly unknown. For example, KOTOR 2, Darth Nihilus looked like he died. He did not die. The Force, he escaped through the Force. He completely vanished. So when it comes down to Snoke, yes, the big question right now is about, did Snoke live? Did Snoke die? I think it's obvious to everyone, though, that Snoke is alive, or that Snoke's story is not over. Now, this could have been the death place of Snoke, don't get me wrong, and we could see a Snoke book, a Snoke comic series, or maybe even a Snoke trilogy or TV show. But I still think the biggest question about Snoke is this: who is he? I think a lot of evidence was actually given to who Snoke is in The Last Jedi. Snoke makes a lot of remarks to Kylo Ren saying how he's no Vader, but he's good enough. Snoke is obsessed with Vader. Snoke also is very in tune with the Force and looks like he does not really wield a lightsaber. Snoke is also someone who wears robes and jewelry and really also loves the color red for his guards. And his throne room really looks like royalty. And he has a big flagship. He has an empire, which you can call the First Order, but still the Empire. So, realistically, Snoke, who is Snoke? Not to mention that his quote-unquote death in The Last Jedi can even also show who Snoke is. And the bottom line, guys, is this: Snoke can't be anyone else except for Darth Sidious. Palpatine himself was obsessed with Vader. There's a reason why Palpatine was obsessed with Vader, is because it goes all the way back to the original theory of who's Anakin's father. Was it Darth Plagueis? Developed Anakin in Shmi Skywalker's womb with the midichlorians to make this chosen one of a child to be this dark apprentice to Plagueis, to maybe kill Palpatine and take his place at Plagueis' side? We don't know. All we know is Palpatine was very obsessed with Anakin Skywalker ever since they brought Anakin back from Tatooine. That's the first hint that Palpatine is Snoke. The next thing is the royalty-looking stuff when it comes to Snoke. His bodyguards are red and stand like statues, which is what also Imperial Guards did for Palpatine. The only time we really see Imperial Guards on film that I can recall where they really stood like statues and did nothing was when Yoda was on his way to fight Sidious in Episode 3. The Royal Guards were just standing at the doorway as statues, almost parallel to each other, as soon as a threat comes on board. And then they get into an attack position. Here's how they did an attack on sight. They kind of went to attack position, then froze again. These new guards for Snoke did the same thing. And, as I can guess for a lot of Imperials, when Sidious died, when the guards saw Snoke die, they went off. The other thing that really supports that Snoke is definitely Palpatine, is the fact that, again, the royalty wear. Snoke wears robes, jewelry, gold, which is really what Palpatine liked to do as Chancellor. And so since Palpatine would no longer have to be the big bad Emperor of the galaxy, he could be just Chancellor Snoke pretty much. Then the other thing is for the fact that Snoke is very into the Force lightning, so into that he ricocheted a bolt of lightning, a small bolt of lightning, off the floor, and it hit Kylo, and Kylo went flying. I think it's just obvious that Snoke could definitely be Sidious. I think it was really shown in The Last Jedi more than anything. But still, one question remains. If he's not Sidious, who is he? Is Snoke still alive? Did Kylo and Snoke plan, quote-unquote, Snoke's death? And will Kylo Ren and Captain Hux have a battle of their own in Episode 9? Now, I will go and admit to you guys, I have this crazy theory about who Snoke is. It's going based off of the algorithm theory, well, not algorithm, the theory that Snoke's name actually means Sith no one knew existed. I have a different theory along those same lines. If you guys would like to see that theory or hear about that theory, even though it could be irrelevant now since, again, Snoke may be dead, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you guys want to see more of this kind of content, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well. Any other questions, comments, or concerns, the comment section is open to you down below. Other than that, have an awesome Galvis day. Rex out.